Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Cinco de Mayo. Hey. Don't drink too much. Or eat corn tortilla chips because they're not healthy for you. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I wanted to know, is anybody feeling off? Has anybody been having weird weeks? Has anybody been seeing a cycle that like every 2 weeks or every off and on every couple days you feel a little weird, or you get headaches, or you get anxious, or you get I don't know, maybe you're gaining weight and you are eating all the right things, or what's another good one? You feel like your energy is just being stolen from you all the time. You find it really hard to like wake up in the morning, find motivation. Um, there are so many other symptoms, right, to this. Or my favorite one is like, and I used to feel like this. Do you feel like all the time you eat really well, or like you're on like a keto diet, right? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're like craving carbs. So a lot of people don't realize this, but when you have a toxic buildup in your body will store that over the cell. So, like, if this is your cell, right? If that's the cell, as your body is being hit with toxic toxins all day long, because it is, it will gain fat cells around it, right? If you're stressed, if you've been exposed to mold, which all of us have. I didn't even know that mold was affecting my body in the way that it was, and I'm still working on getting rid of it. It's a process. You might have parasites, and parasites steal your energy. They eat your neurotransmitters. They make you feel like crap. They can absolutely make you think really bad thoughts. They can cause you depression. They can cause anxiety. They can cause just tons and tons of really horrible feelings. So don't think you're crazy for feeling off. Don't think that you're crazy for having a depressing day. Like right now, we're in a full moon. Parasites are more active on a full moon, right? So you need to take active steps to find somebody who knows how to deal with this stuff. And at Honor Your Health, I really I cater a plan for you to not only help you get rid of parasites, but do it the right way. A lot of people just like, they hear that word, they're like, ugh, and they freak out, and then they don't want to do it, or they freak out because they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be on the toilet all day. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Um, so don't think for 1 second that doing a plan to get toxins out of your body means you're going to be sitting on the toilet all day, because that's silly. You might be sitting on the toilet more frequently because you have to get things out of you, but that's okay, because better out than in, right? So, but so have you been feeling off? Have you felt that depression? Have you felt that lack, that that scarcity mindset that makes you feel like you can't go back to work, that you can't feel good, that you can't feel amazing, right? Um, I can't tell you that after I started getting rid of my parasites, as I started getting rid of the Lyme that was affecting my body, that I started getting rid of the mold that was affecting my body, all of these things, like as I started getting rid of it, I started getting way more motivation, started performing better in my business, started being a better person, and being a better like not only like friend, but just being more compassionate in my everyday life with my family, and started owning my own life. Like I started to just take responsibility for myself, because again, as you have parasites in you, they will begin to eat your neurotransmitters, and they will literally make you feel horrible, right? Absolutely horrible. And it's nothing to be afraid of, guys. Like in every other country, they do parasite cleanses all the time. We've just been hidden from them because, do some research and you'll find out why. I'm not going to give you all the answers, but there are ways out of it. Okay. And I want you to feel good, because this life is too short to not feel great. It just is. And if I can tell you just from experience over even the past 4 months, I have seen clients go from just like coming in my office and just feeling like really down. And obviously, like, no one's going to come into my office at first anyway, and be like, I'm so good, I feel great. No, they come in and they feel terrible, and they feel, they've been dealing with digestive issues their whole life, or they've been dealing with a diagnosis, and they don't feel like they feel like they are their diagnosis. And that sucks. Like, it's just like a terrible place to be. And there are ways out of it. There are ways to make you feel better, and I want to help you feel better. And like, I woke up this morning and I was like, let's get it, let's go, right? I really do feel like you should, a balanced body, you will feel great. You will feel like you want to do something and get and go back to work, help more people, impact your community. Like, you will feel all of those things. So have you been feeling that? And maybe you're just like a lot of people feel like I'll say this, a lot of people get into this space where like, if somebody who's really stressed out is up here, you think that, oh, I'm not really stressed out, but you're like just below that, right? So we've kind of normalized this like sympathetic stressed out state to be normal, and it's not. It's not normal to be that stressed. It's not normal to like, I can tell you, like, I used to at night when I would go to bed, I would be so hot that I would be like, not sweating, but I would just be hot. Like, it would take me a minute to lower my temperature in my body, right? And I couldn't sleep for the first, like, maybe it would sometimes take me 30 minutes. I'd have to have the fan on all day long. I would like, it was just weird, and I didn't understand it, and I just thought it was normal. It's not normal. So what you think is normal, or what you've been suffering with, it's not normal to have symptoms. It's not normal to feel it's not normal to feel terrible, or to even be low grade. What you think is like oh, like, I just live with it. Stop living with it. It's not good to live with it. And you don't know how in the future that's going to affect the rest of your body, right? So and there are ways out, and I'm totally here to help you. So like, reach out. I'm totally, I'm accepting new clients. I would love to help. And it is my burning passion to educate as many people about real health, about food, about and just catering a plan for you so that you can feel great and that you can have confidence moving forward. Because guess what? As you gain confidence in yourself and in your own body, and you get these toxins out that have been keeping you stuck, right? Like, I can't tell you how many people are like, Matt, I eat all the right things, but I'm like not losing weight, or I'm really stressed about it. And anytime that you are trying to do something and you're not seeing a result, it's going to get you frustrated, and it's going to cause you more stress, right? So just think about that. Think about how, if you could change one thing in your life, and I always say, like, you can't do anything without your health. You can't. You could go to work and suffer through the work, but what if you felt great? What if you felt amazing because your body was functioning? You didn't have those pains that you've been in your neck and in your shoulder, or you didn't have all that stuff that was just like, why does this hurt? Why does that hurt? Everything has an explanation. Everything has a cause, right? So if you start to address all that stuff, because and it's because somebody who just genuinely cares for you, if you start to address all that stuff with someone who really just cares about you and wants you to get better, I guarantee you're going to see a massive difference and a massive shift in your life. And once you see the massive shift, you're going to want to create, you're going to want to produce in your own life, because you're going to feel great to do that, right? Whether it's you want to make more money, whether it's you want to have a family. And now that you're like, again, even when it comes to pregnancy and when it comes to fertility, so many people don't realize, like, our bodies are full of toxins, right? So if your body is full of toxins, it's going to be really hard for anyone to get pregnant, right? All the PCOSs, the endometrioses of the world, all those things that doctors have claimed to, and again, I'm not a doctor, but I've done enough research to know that a lot of those diseases, a lot of those symptoms, and a lot of those things are from parasites. They are from deep parasitic activity, Crohn's, deep parasitic activity, mold exposure, chemical exposure, glyphosate, all these things have a negative act on the body, right? So if you start getting rid of that stuff, you will start to see a shift. And when it comes to fertility, I don't know if anybody watching is trying to get pregnant or has tried to get pregnant or anything like, or knows anybody who's tried to get pregnant. But people who try to get pregnant, what happens? So like they try to get pregnant and they're super stressed about it. So obviously stress raises cortisol levels. Cortisol levels throw off the hormonal system entirely, right? So if you're really stressed, I would really highly urge you to I don't want to say get rid of it because it's almost impossible to get rid of stress, but it is to become awakened of how stressed you are. When someone told me how stressed I was, it actually helped me realize like, oh, okay, I need to really see, like, again, pay attention to who I'm around, who stresses me out, and I need to protect my energy. Am I getting good sleep? Because I need to perform, right? I need to help you all get healthy. But anyway, going back to fertility, if a woman or a man, because it takes two to tango, are stressed, it will throw off the hormones, right? So as opposed to going the infertility or the IVF route, all that stuff, what happened is that women get so stressed that they feel so much pressure to perform and to get pregnant. And then almost always the doctor will say, it's the woman's fault. Well, not necessarily. If the guy is super stressed out because he's not performing or his sperm are going in circles or whatever, there's a cause to that, right? There's a reason for that. So my biggest annoyance with, telling people that is that what they're not telling you is that when you're really stressed out because you want to have a kid, you need to watch your hormone levels because it can throw off your progesterone, your estrogen, and your testosterone. And if all those aren't working properly, you're not going to have a baby, right? Same thing with and that's, so I don't mean same thing. So have you ever, when most parents either adopt or they do the IVF side of things, they then have a child, right? And then almost immediately they actually have a kid on their own, and it's because they're not stressed about it. They're not their cortisol level comes down because they're no longer stressed about the performance, about about having and conceiving, right? So, and there's obviously more to it than just the stress, but that plays a large role. So most people, I mean, I've seen it happen in my life, and I never really thought about it until I started to get educated on, wow, like that actually makes a lot of sense. So I needed to show people, the more you lower your cortisol and the more you balance out your body, it will be a lot easier for you to conceive, and it will be a lot easier for you to have your own, right? And I think a lot of, who doesn't want to have their own? I think that's huge, right? So and I think it's always interesting to have the option, right? Most people want to conceive on their own. They don't want to have to go the like medical route of having a kid, but it's because they're not being told your stress is too high. You need to watch who you're surrounded by. During a pregnancy, you need to make sure that your stress isn't, and you can create thoughts in your head that make you stressed out, psychosomatic symptom, right? So at the end of the day, all I'm trying to share with you is that it's not normal to not feel great. It's not normal to not have a body that is functioning well. I can tell you that even my workouts, like I don't have to kill myself anymore. I actually feel stronger than I've ever felt because my body is working for me, not against me. My body is not threatened that if I don't work out for a day, I'm going to die. Like it's not like that. And I think a lot of people in the training world are missing the mark there because they're not showing people true health. They're just showing people kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And what happens is that because exercise is a stress on the body, right? So if you're not balanced in your cortisol levels and your sympathetic, and you're in that sympathetic drive all day long, your body's never being able to calm down, right? That's not good. And unfortunately, they want us to live. Who's watched the news lately, right? Like I haven't, but they want you to live in a sympathetic nervous system state. They never want you to be able to relax, to get into that parasympathetic state. So just think about how much cortisol, how much stress you have, because that will make a complete change of your day. I can tell you, I start every morning, I write out goals. I do I do my own work on myself so that way I'm set for the day, right? And I don't I don't take in news. I don't take in anything negative in the morning, because quite honestly, it's not healthy for you. It's really bad to like start digesting negative information, even emails. Like I don't even look at emails mostly until, maybe 8, 9 o'clock. Usually, some days are different, but usually that's where I start looking at any communication, because it's just stress, right? Set it. I hate to say it, but sometimes people need to just be taught to set boundaries for themselves, because again, it helps that parasympathetic system just like calm down. If you are around a lot of stressed out people, that will have an effect on your body, and people don't realize that. Okay, so I hope this helped you. I hope that you realize that it's not normal to not feel great. It's not normal to be on empty. It's not normal to not be able to sleep. It's not normal to have symptoms. It's not normal to for your nutrition to be going up and down, up and down, up and down. And I hate to say it, today's a full moon. If you feel bloated, if you feel constipated, if you feel any of those things, I hate to tell you this, but I also need to tell you this. It's pretty normal for people to crave carbs around a full moon. And it's pretty normal for people to go a little crazy and be a little off. It's because you have parasites, and it's because we have to get those out. And you have to do it properly. Don't panic. You have to do it properly. Okay. So I hope this helps. Have a great weekend. If you need help, reach out, honoryourhealth.life, and leave a comment on the video if you need help, and we will get to you as fast as humanly possible. Again, here to help. Please don't think you have to do this alone, and you've got this. I'm so excited for you to take a next step in your health, prioritize yourself, and get yourself healthy, get your families healthy, and we can get our communities healthy. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you all soon. God bless.